Hello, ladies and gents. Good morning. Got my cup of coffee, and I figured we'd do a vlog this week. Also, since the full day of eating vlogs are always just so popular amongst people, we figured we would do a full day of eating vlog. So, we're starting off with a cup of coffee, but this isn't about my full day of eating. No. Let's do the real deal full day of eating. The real star of the show. One sec. He likes to have his first meal on the porch, watching the sunrise, resetting his circadian rhythm. What we got? What's cooking?
We got some milk over here.
We got some milk over here. Full day of eating at work. Rigel.
He's smiling.
What's the macros we getting there?
We don't know right now. The first meal of the day is usually the most that he eats in one sitting, so it usually takes a little bit longer, and I guess about like 4, maybe 5 ounces.
Nice. All right, we're going to calculate his macros, track his total intake, caloric load.
Yeah, it's also 6:30. This is the first meal he gets. We wake him up. He has milk on the porch, and it's about 6:30.
6:34.
6:34.
Boom. All right. Eat up, Rigel. Pre-workout meal right here. Rolling.
Well, we're here again.
Again.
What a great
eating.
view.
What time is it now? It is 8:14 if that focuses.
Yep. We're here in the morning meeting. This is 2 hours since the last time he fed, or almost 2 hours from the last time he fed. And here's the whole crew just looking at me now.
Breastfeeding phenomenon. What's your level of satiety, Rigel? You feeling like you're in a deep state of ketosis right now? He didn't say anything about it.
No, we're not going to get much of a response.
But, pretty cool. We're testing out some sample bricks here. I'm not going to show you what the labels are on those. Keep you guessing. But we're working on some new flavors. This is how we do this, y'all. We make some new flavors, and then we all sample it. Ellen's super excited, except she can't taste. She's been sick. Josiah's asleep over there. We got Bryson. He's just recovering from being sick. So you get your sense of taste back there, right?
I never lost it, so I'm
Never lost it?
No, I'm good.
And Brenton there, he's been gone past 2 days because his girlfriend's been in town. He's wearing a hoodie to cover the hickeys, but all is good. All right, let's get...
It was also his birthday, so happy birthday, Brenton.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Brenton.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it's 9:45-ish, and so it's been about an hour and a half since the last time I started feeding him. And we are at it again. He usually takes a pretty good nap late morning, so this is usually his feeding before he takes a nap. He'll usually fall asleep on me right now. Now, there are people who do timed feedings, and they're very strict on like feeding them every 2 hours or every 3 hours or whatever. But we feed on demand. So whenever he says he's hungry is when we feed him. And I've just gotten used to like what whines and cries it is that help me understand that he needs to be fed. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. So there's timed feedings and then there's on demand. We just do on demand. So some days he might feed more, some days he might feed less, depending on if we're around a whole bunch of people. If it's a super busy day and he feels overstimulated, he'll feed a lot more. It's just more of a comfort, nurturing type of thing. So that's your tip for now. We'll probably see you in another couple hours. All right, guys, so we're back. He is down here feeding, and it is 10:50. I started about 5 minutes ago, so it's literally been just 1 hour since the last time I fed him. This is pretty typical because generally with his last feeding, he falls asleep feeding. So some people are against that. I let him fall asleep because I think it just feels good to him and allows him to, rest, and he's comforted. He feels good and he's close to his mom, so he's able to fall asleep. So I let him fall asleep. But then he wakes up hungry again because he probably only got maybe an ounce this last time. So he wakes up hungry and then does a full feeding now. And so anyways, I wanted to tell you guys a quick it's a fact or like an estimation or average of the amount of time a woman in the first year spends breastfeeding. So if you breastfeed for a full year, you will spend an estimated of 1,800 hours feeding your baby. And he's so fussy right now. And then that is, so sorry. Switching sides here. That is just under a full-time 40-hour-a-week job. So in a full-time 40-hour-a-week job with 3 weeks of vacation, it comes to 1,960 hours. So it's just shy of a 40-hour-a-week job. And for moms who have other kids or are running a household or meal prepping or working or doing all of them, it's crazy. It's wild that we, don't think more of this job. It is such an important role in your baby's health and nutrition and body, and it's literally milk from my body growing a human, which is the coolest freaking thing to me. So, anyways, 10:50-ish now, and so we'll probably check in with you guys in a couple hours, but we're doing well. It's just another typical day at the office.
What's going on, y'all? We're about to chow down on some lunch. We got some keto chili up in here. We got the whole crew almost up in here. What's up, Ellen? What's up, Brinson, Josiah, Kev Boat? I didn't say hi this morning to you in the meeting. This is Kevin. Everybody knows Kevin. We got Bryson Chip's not here. We got Crystal and Rigel. Now, what do we got going on with this clip, babe? You wanted me to film this?
I wanted you to be filmed.
Oh, I'm filming.
Robert's going to talk about the macronutrients of breast milk.
Why don't you just ask Rigel? What's the macros of breast milk?
Whatever makes me swole.
What do you want me to say? I don't know the macros of breast milk.
She had it all prepared and you broke it.
We're gonna finish this clip in a minute.
Here we are, all
What's
three
up?
of us.
In the mirror.
Rigel would like everyone to know
He's hungry.
that he is hungry. Look at that little sad face. He's hungry. All right, well, we're gonna have to feed him because he's just gonna cry.
All right, let's do it. We're gonna talk about macros of breast milk here in just a second. So while he's eating, we're gonna talk about that. All right. Well, hello. We are back, y'all. What you got, babe?
All right, so we're gonna talk about macronutrients of breast milk. So, hold on.
Gotta get the nipple situated.
All right, so it's going to be a little bit different for everyone, and it does depend on your diet and things like that. However, there's not a lot of studies on breast milk for the ketogenic woman, so I don't actually know exactly what my breasts produce. I would assume it's similar to a regular diet because babies use all things, carbs, fats, and proteins. Protein is the least used or least produced piece of macronutrient. So I will share with you guys what I found on several websites. So it says for 100 milliliters, which is about 3.3 ounces.
100 milliliters is 3.38 fluid ounces.
Goodness, which is about what he eats in a feeding. So this is what he eats in about a feeding. So it's 65 calories, 6.7 grams of carbs, primarily coming from lactose, 3.8 grams of fat, and 1.3 grams of protein. That's been pretty much the same across the board of all the websites that I've looked at. And it's still a higher fat ratio though.
Yeah, let me do the math on that.
And then it did actually come up with stating that like your breast milk fat can change depending on your diet. So like women in India produce less fatty milk than the women in America because it's primarily based on their diet. So I would be curious to see what mine is, but they also shared a couple other reasons why.
Real quick, you said he eats how many? That's for 1 ounce? That's for 3.38?
Yeah.
All right, so how many ounces do you think he has a day?
About I don't know. I'd have to do the math.
How many times does he feed a day, usually?
I don't know. I think 10-ish.
All right, 10-ish. So if he was to have 10 servings of breast milk a day at 3.38 ounces each, he is eating 662 calories. So all y'all out there that are doing protein-sparing modified fasting, only eating 600 calories, Rigel is eating more than y'all. So
I
get
don't know
it
that
together.
that's correct. Like, we're going to see at the end of the day because I just feed on demand. So we're going to see if it's actually 10 feedings. But we'll let you know at the end of the day what they assume is in my breast milk and then how many calories that would end up being.
Regardless.
It is hard, too, because some of his feedings are shorter. Like, earlier he was taking he fell asleep. So it can be a little bit harder to tell, but it would be a rough estimate.
Regardless, though, if you're eating that little, you're doing something wrong. The macro breakdown, though, based off of those macros, again, not really knowing what her ratio is based off of her diet, Crystal's diet, that is, the macro breakdown winds up being 51.7% of calories coming from fat, 40.5% from carbs, 7.9% from protein, on a macro distribution by calorie. So,
yeah. So you're still
pretty interesting.
Yeah, still a higher fat ratio. So this website that I used said that there's so many different reasons why breast milk could be different, but a couple of them are it depends on how many days she's been lactating, like how long she has been. The time of day makes a big difference as well. They usually say the first milk of the day is usually more watery because the baby hasn't drank most of the night. So your baby needs to be hydrated, so there's a little bit more water in there. The time elapsed since the beginning of a feeding, so how much time since the beginning of the feeding. So when you first start feeding, it's going to be a little bit more less fatty, and then at the end of the feeding, it's going to be more fatty. So you want longer feedings. You want to make sure that they're getting that good fatty milk. And it's the mother's diet, and then also frequency between the feedings as well. So that's that.
I just realized that you're kind of out of focus because I'm in front of you and in focus.
I just really like to be blurry.
Yeah. That is that. So we'll catch y'all in a bit.
What time is it?
2:24.
Oh, we already told him the time, right?
I think so. He's eating right now, 2:24.
Okay.
See you for the next full day of eating or feeding.
It's been a couple hours. It's been like over 3 hours since the last time we ate. So.
But he's a hungry hippo now. Yeah. All right. See you in a bit.
All right. So that little guy is out over there. And it is just a little after 4 p.m. and I just finished feeding him his last meal, his most recent meal, I should say. I'm going to try to set this up here. And sorry, I'm not very good at this here. Okay, so I just finished him with his most recent meal. He might be waking up right now. But he fell asleep while he was feeding. It's 4 o'clock. I started feeding him around 4 o'clock. But I really wanted to read you guys this thing about breastfeeding. I think it's really, really cool. Your breasts continually respond to your baby. When you're breastfeeding your baby, your body is in constant communication with your baby. Your milk changes with your baby's age and health, but also with the environment that you're in. Your breasts change temperature to regulate your baby's temperature. Your nipples allow baby backwash to enter your body. Your immune system notes any potentially harmful microbes your baby has been exposed to and creates a response to them, which you then pass your baby through your milk. So just like when Robert and I had COVID, I was actually able to produce antibodies to give to him through my milk. So super cool. That's why it's like really helpful when you're around people who have colds or whatever. It's really nice to be able to be breastfeeding, knowing that your body has been opened up to that sickness as well, and you can kind of give your baby some fighting materials to ingest, and it's super helpful. I love that it helps regulate temperature, all that kind of stuff. That's why skin to skin is so important, and the time that you spend with your baby up to your breast is so important. So that's my fact for this time. See ya. I also just wanted to add that Rigel is on his stomach with a blanket on him in his bassinet, but I'm literally working right next to him where I can see him the whole time, so there's no need for anyone to tell me the things that I should or shouldn't do. I just wanted to mention that because people always try to point out something that a mom is doing wrong or whatever. So I'm right here, I'm watching him. There's no need to worry about him being on his stomach or having a blanket on him. Wednesdays are crazy. We just got off the live at 5. He was going psycho on the live, so I tried just like that. He's giving you an example. But I tried to feed him. He hardly ate anything. We're on our way home. We got another thing to do tonight, so.
Rigel! It's okay, buddy. Go, go, go.
All right, what we got going on here?
Rigel's eating.
Rigel's eating. He's got a disposable diaper on?
He does. We're leaving on a trip tomorrow, and so I have to clean all the cloth diapers because we're going to be gone for 4 or 5 days, so I don't want the cloth diapers just sitting dirty. So he's got a disposable diaper on, which is very weird for us.
What time is it? On focus. All right, 6:44. It's not going to focus, but it's 6:45. So that's the time we're eating right now.
Yeah. So I ate at like 5:30 and then 6:45. But he hardly ate at 5:30 or at 5 o'clock is when it was.
Yeah.
And now he's eating again, and yeah. So that's,
Shout out to Rachel for our pictures.
yeah, those are awesome pictures. I love them.
What's her business name? Design. I forget. What is it?
Put me on the spot. Design for Rachel? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But definitely use her if you're in Oklahoma and you get any pictures taken because she's the bomb diggity.
Yes.
And she made Rigel look super cute.
In all the pictures.
In all the pictures. I mean, look at this. Look at this little munchkin butt. It's so cute. Look at him. You're pretty cute too, baby.
Thanks. All right, guys. So it is 8:30 at night. Rigel is currently feeding, but I am covering up because no one needs to see that. So we're at the end of the day. This is his 9th meal today. He usually feeds about 2, maybe 3 times during the night. So we counted it as 11 feedings. If we're going off of the macros that was on that website before, then his complete day would be 728 calories, 41.8 grams of fat, 73.70 grams of carbs, and 14.3 grams of protein. That is a ratio of 51.7% fat, 40.5% carbs, and 7.9% protein. I don't know if they can see that or not.
Yeah, what's kind of crazy is 14 grams of protein sounds like nothing, but he only weighs about 14 pounds.
Yeah, so he's
got 1 gram protein per pound.
1 gram protein per 1 pound. And his fat percentage is still higher than his carb percentage. And that's typical for babies. That's why they say like breast milk is ketogenic. Most of the carbs that you're getting from the breast milk is going to be lactose. And so yeah. Anyways, this is his last feeding of the night. This is usually the time that I'm starting to put him down. I tried to do it a little bit earlier today, but we did have something else going on tonight. So he's actually already fallen asleep. So I'm just going to lay him down and then he'll wake up a couple times through the night. This was kind of supposed to be like somewhat of a funny video, and I'm not a funny person. But as we went through it, it was kind of actually interesting because I don't usually track his feedings. I don't usually, concern myself that deeply in all of this kind of stuff. But I do think it is like such a cool thing. So I actually think it ended up being kind of a cool video, even though it wasn't like short and funny like it was intended to be in the beginning. So anyways, that's that. That is Rigel's 1 day of eating. And yeah, I hope this was actually helpful for maybe someone who's about to be a soon-to-be mom or just curious about what babies do. So that was it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.
Say goodbye, Rigel.
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping.